This is a story about a 16-year-old student. His name was Alex. So during one December school holiday, he was feeling bored at home. So he invited four of his other friends to go fishing in the river. Then they went to buy their fishing rods, the crab traps, and other equipments that were needed. Then they set off early one morning. When they reached the river, they placed the traps in the muddy water and they began fishing at the same time. They were patient, and after a few hours, they checked on it and then they found only two small fish they caught. They were kind of disappointed, but maybe they got a rest for a while, and by that time they were feeling hungry. Their stomachs were growling and the throat were dry. They brought some buns and boiled drinks. But then when they were eating the buns, they found that the buns were kind of tasteless and the boiled drinks turned hot under the hot sun. They didn't feel like eating. However, they were far away from any coffee shops or food stalls. Then they were thinking that maybe this fishing trip wasn't a good idea. Most of them, they were feeling depressed, but suddenly they saw a woman with a piece of cloth covering her head. They were thinking that maybe she wanna shield herself from the hot sun. She was carrying a basket, and then they realized that she was actually selling food. They were excited, so they called out to her by waving their arms. Then she turned to them and walked towards them. She'd be able to make them smile again because food was coming. As soon as she reached them and she placed the basket on the ground, one of Alex's friends, the greediest one, he just couldn't wait any longer. He reached out his hand and removed the cover of the basket to grab in, because he wanna grab the food that he wanted. But instead of food, the baskets actually contain a skeleton of human hand, and there were some rotting flesh stuck to it, and the stench were horrible. By then, the woman laughed, and she removed the piece of cloth covering her head. Then they saw a grinning skull, also with the rotting flesh stuck to it. They ran because they were terrified. They were sick of fright and speechless, scared and breathless. Later, they staggered into a coffee shop, and slowly, then only they'll be able to speak again. So it was strange to them. How could this phantom woman appear to them even during a broad daylight? That's all for my story.